Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. The BBC has finally decided to reveal some data regarding Doctor Who that they have chosen to keep hidden for some time. It's interesting. It doesn't really... Well, it does kind of explain why they've kept a lot of it hidden. This is, of course, the Audience Appreciation Index. This is what the actual audience is giving their sort of feedback on the episodes, what the audience that is watching the episodes thinks of the show. They've kept that hidden until now. Now, these Audience Appreciation Index figures have been floating around for about 2 days or so. I was really skeptical, actually, that these were legitimate. Mainly just because they kept them hidden for so bloody long. But I reached out to Doctor Who TV, which is... It's a fan website, but they have sources within the BBC, and they corroborate a great deal of information there. And they have managed to corroborate that these figures are accurate. They've also revealed some interesting information as to apparently why these figures have only just been sort of collated and revealed. So I thought we'd take a look at it. The figures themselves don't paint a great picture, actually. And it does go some way to explaining why they kept them hidden for so long. But it will be interesting now, given the reason why they kept them hidden, whether they're going to now delay the next season's Audience Appreciation Index. So that'll be the real clincher, whether they were telling the truth or not. But this data does reveal that the show is dead. These are some of the worst data. It's some of the worst data that you could have for each individual specific, which we'll get into in a minute. It's not great. So hit subscribe if you're a returning viewer and you're not yet subscribed. It'd be great to have you here more often. There's a lot of you. I keep seeing you come back. I can see you from the analytics. So it would be really good if you could do something which just supports the channel significantly, more than you know actually, and just hit that subscribe button. Thank you in advance. But let's take a look. So I've been banging on about these for a while. All last year I've been banging on about these AI. AI stands for Audience Appreciation Index. I'm not gonna sit here and not show you the numbers and go through it and blah blah blah. I'm just going to show you it straight off the bat, and then I'm going to dissect the information on why these are relevant and why this is not actually that good. Some of it isn't bad, by the way, but you've got to consider that during the entirety of this first season, this new Disney Doctor Who, is that they were losing viewers. They'd lost a significant amount of viewers anyway. So there's a lot to consider. Some of these numbers are good, some are horrendous anyway. But you've got to remember is that the amount of people staying on should be the ones which are locked in and they're good for it. But even then, it's not that good. And also, this is with Disney injecting $100 million into it. These numbers are not great. So anyway, let's take a look, right? So just for those that don't know, Audience Appreciation Index is a score out of 100, which is used as an indicator of the public's appreciation for a show. Over 90 is considered exceptional. 85 or over is excellent. 60 or less is poor. And less than 55 is very poor. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. The reason why they were hiding them, I believed, were they were going to be significantly worse than this. This is actually better than I thought it was going to be. And that's just me being completely, unbiased. I actually thought, in my biased way, that it was going to be way worse than this. But to be completely objective about it, these are actually much, much better than I thought that they would be. So you are averaging, the average is 77, isn't it? Look, you can see that. 75 through to 80, and as high as 81 at one point. I do believe episode 7 was pretty much without the Doctor, though, so... Wasn't it? So that's quite funny. But all right. So these figures, what do they actually mean for the show? Well, 85 or over is excellent. 60 or less is poor. So you're realistically... You're in the good range, aren't you? Right? You're in the good range for what they think. Now, Doctor Who TV, they may do an article on this, and I do hope they do. I'm not trying to steal their information, but in my discussions with them, they emailed me, and they actually broke a lot down for me, and I think it's important to share it. So, their source said that around last summer, when Doctor Who aired, the BBC's audience appreciation system was being given an overhaul. So that's why the figures weren't available. That's the official line. But that wasn't the official line at the time. The official line at the time, so they have changed, by the way. At the time, when Doctor Who TV was trying to get them at the start, it was that they were being used internally only. That was it. They're just being used internally, which was really weird anyway. But whatever. So they've changed that now. Now we're just giving it an overhaul. Okay, fine. If that is the case, then you should just release them moving forwards now at all times, right? If they don't, that will be quite telling. But here's what they say. So they said, now we finally have these figures. They're not great. So you can make a case for why the BBC wouldn't want them out at the time. Some extra stats their source provided that they thought I would be interested in. 2023, the Tennant 60th Specials year, was the most improved average AI scores since Capaldi's debut season. The average slightly higher than Capaldi's 83.2. And that's with a higher viewership, remember? So that matters, because the less people watching it means that they're the only ones interested in it, because you've lost everyone else. If you have a broader base and more people are liking it, it's a better show. You know, this show is the definition of catering to a minority, basically. So although 2023's average AI of 83.5 was solid, it is actually still below the peak of RTD's first era. So his first era was 87 plus. Russell T Davies used to have an audience appreciation index of 87 plus as an average. So you can see now, when we look at these, actually how disastrous that is. That's really, really bad, guys. Anyway, 2023's improved scores immediately ended with Gatwa's first season opener. There was an unprecedented 6-point drop with Space Babies at 7.5. So the David Tennant, for those 3 specials that came, yeah, it was 3 specials, wasn't it? Then it was the Christmas special. They were huge, and then boom, it went immediately down. An unprecedented drop. That's crazy. So 2024's AIs of 77.75 are the lowest average of Russell T Davies' career. That's terrible. Just to put it into perspective, that's bloody awful. Russell T Davies, it's the worst of his career on average. Far below his previous seasons and the BBC drama average of 85 to 86. So it's far below the BBC's own drama average that they expect. So these AI scores are also used in consideration for commissioning or recommissioning. Hence why maybe there's such a delay on announcing a renewal, because they are actually waiting for season 2. I know they keep saying they're waiting for season 2, but I'm just trying to contextualize it. Maybe they're waiting for season 2 to come out, so those scores on average go up. Maybe. Booms, the episode Booms, 78 audience appreciation index score, also marks Moffat's lowest ever score as a writer. You can see how these are not good numbers, actually, when you look at it. And here's the other interesting thing. So the average AI since audience appreciation index since 2020 average 80.2. Okay. So these were the incredibly maligned seasons, right? Remember, these were the hated seasons, and then Russell T Davies was supposed to come in, rejuvenate the show, you know, get it back on course. So 80.2. 2021 was 77. 2022 was 78.3. 2023 was 83.5. And then 2024 was 77.75. And they conclude and just says these low scores correlate to their own website's polls, where they get readers to score the episodes. And remember, the type of people that visit Doctor Who TV are the show's biggest fans, and even they have not voted kindly on this new era. So, just to put it in perspective, these numbers are terrible. Actually, they're the worst of Russell T Davies' career. So that's not good. On average, they're the lowest of his career. So anyone saying these are good is an idiot. I keep getting people pop into my live streams and go, this person's talked about you, this person's talked about you. Some little Doctor Who channels can talk about me, it's fine. These facts speak for themselves. You can't argue with them. You can try, but you just sound like a twat at the end of the day. It just is what it is. So these are shit scores. They're better than I thought that they would be, but they're still shit. So there you go. It makes a lot of sense why they were hidden, although they've changed that now. They've got 2 reasons for why that was, at the time, not being released. Now they're like, oh, so we're just giving it an overhaul. Maybe they were. The thing about overhauling the system is you can biased, you can inbuilt a bias to positive in how people rate stuff. You can do that. So maybe they were trying to do that. It is the potential. I'm not saying that's what they've done, but maybe that is what they've done, because you can do that. And if someone goes, no, you can't. Yeah, of course you can. Don't be a fucking moron. And I'd love to hear your thoughts, but this is pretty shit. Drop them down below. Take care. Bye-bye now.